And those will be our starters. Some intriguing matchup.
Welcome everyone to NBA and the starting group for Chicago. Isaac Okoro is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Trey Jones. Then there's Jalen Smith. And it's Giddey in a two-guard. And for the Magic, Wagner and Banchero, the lethal front court pair. Suggs and Bane team up as the backcourt. And it's Carter in at the 5. Still extremely early on, Grant. But talk about when coaches can tell if they've got it or not.
Well, unless you're a defending champion, a few games won't tell you much. What coaches are looking at now is how the players gel together and if they can produce consistent results.
They grab their own miss, and it's slammed in by Carter.
Well, that's exactly what Carter Jr. should be doing, rescuing plays off the offensive glass.
Three-pointer, Buzelis, and it's Bane with the rebound. Banchero outside. Shoots it from the corner. That one's good from Bane on the assist from Banchero.
Already an excellent passer at his position. Banchero just loves showing off his court vision.
On the wing, Jones. And we're about a minute into the first. Clock at 6. Three-pointer, Buzelis. Orlando with the rebound. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the year.
No one was surprised last year when they won their season series against this team. And most people expect this to be a repeat of that, too.
Well, possibly. Every year brings something new. This first meeting should tell us a lot.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move, like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boys.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Here's Buzelis. Over Banchero. The shot by Buzelis no good.
As usual, he's laser focused on defense. That's a nice shot contest.
Yeah, that's good discipline to stay attached and alter the shot.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Before getting injured last season, Stan, Jalen Suggs was looking better than ever.
Yeah, he improved across essentially all stat categories. He was showing loads of improvement, BA, making that knee injury extra heartbreaking.
It's been an ugly quarter for him. Trying to shoot his way out of it. Might be time to work on the playmaking skills.
Back to Suggs. That one off the back iron and out.
I'm sure he'd like to have that back. That's a missed opportunity.
Outside Giddey. The three is up. The shot by Buzelis is no good.
It's just so hard to score in this league, especially when you're out of rhythm. You got to feel for him tonight.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Jones from outside. And it's Bane with the rebound.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Carter. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Carter's got his second basket.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
And now the first timeout called here for Chicago. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, there was a bit of uncertainty over the summer about whether the Bulls would stick with Billy Donovan or not. He also received some interest from the Knicks, but that was cleared up when the organization chose to extend him on a multi-year deal. It cements his role with the team as they continue to build. Guys, the Bulls have committed to Billy Donovan for the long haul.
He knows his stuff. Shams, thank you. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And this young Magic team plays a stifling brand of defense, Dan.
Yeah, the best we've seen in Orlando since the Hall of Famer Dwight Howard patrolled the paint. That team also had great coaching.
Now here's Ivy. Simons passes to Williams. Over Banchero. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Ooh, hard work creating the second chance opportunity.
Simons with a steal. And a Foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Well, good seeing Simons draw these kinds of fouls. It's all about him remaining aggressive on offense.
No doubt, Anthony Simons has shown he can be a 20-point per game scorer in this league.
Yeah, the shooting is great. He's a natural at finding his shot, but he'll be targeted at the other end. That's where he's got to improve.
.146 left in the first quarter. Yabusele outside. Lets a 3 fly. Connects from downtown.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Down low. Here's Batase, and Batase throws it down.
Banchero is a willing passer, a trait you love to see in a young star.
Yabusele can't hit.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
And it's Richardson penetrating. Great D that time from Yabusele.
Aggressive move, but that was great D to prevent the easy bucket.
For 3, Orlando with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to Atlanta.
I'll tell you what, once things started to go downhill, their performance plummeted. It wound up getting pretty ugly.
Yeah, they just committed too many mistakes at both ends. But credit their opponent for being disruptive. My goodness, that is how you attack a bigger defender.
There's 42 seconds left to play in the first. Richardson for 3. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
And they're behind right now because they're failing to play quality defense. It's that simple.
On the wing, Simons. From downtown, Yabusele can't hit.
You can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
Here's Banchero. The putback. On the wing, Richardson. And so the ball out of bounds. Atase touched it last.
Substitution on the court.
And here's Dillingham from the arc. And so it's the Orlando Magic closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points.
21, the Bulls. 10.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Magic.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. There's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Buzelis out there with Isaac Okoro. Then there's Colin Sexton. Then there's Dillingham. And it's Smith in at the center position. Well, Grant, when you watch an NBA game today, do you wish you played in this era?
Oh, no doubt. It's a lot more open, and there's a greater emphasis on skill and player health. Oh, and by the way, those checks aren't too bad either.
Suggs, no good. Bulls trail by 10. Smith outside. Here's Buzelis. Yet to see a basket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the 3 off target.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
And there's the foul. It's on Colin Sexton. That's his first foul. And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. To the inside. And Suggs the bucket on the assist by Carter. Suggs has got his second bucket of the night.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Three-pointer, Buzelis. Here's Okoro. Great D that time from Bain.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. In terms of two-way guards, Grant, Desmond Bain is as good as any. What do you see in his game?
Well, just look at him, B.A. Bain is so strong. That really helps him there on the defensive end. And offensively, a lights-out three-point shooter.
Giddy's checked in for Chicago. Here's Dillingham. Three-pointer, Buzelis knocks it down from distance. Buzelis has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. To the paint. Here's Bain. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Bain with the hops.
Ooh, poked away. And it's out of bounds. Still Chicago's ball. And now let's glance at the league's most aggressive defensive teams from last year. Orlando, number 1.
And their gritty mentality when it came to defense was really infectious. They were the best last year at holding opposing teams to low-scoring totals.
The Magic making a switch here. Banchero's checked in. And a change for the Bulls. Jones, he's checked in for Dillingham. Some room here for Suggs. That one's wide left.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Okoro, no good.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass. Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break. Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Well, Stan, if you had the opportunity to coach Paolo Banchero, what would your message to him be?
Well, look, PA, he doesn't need my nudge, but I'd just urge him to refine his jump shot. He has incredible size and skill.
Looking at who's out there now for Chicago. Yabusele, he's checked in for Smith, and Jaden Ivey subbed in for Okoro. Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
Coach definitely wants to talk about their interior defense, which has not been impressive.
Yeah, it's basically a layup line. You're not going to win many games if you can't offer more resistance than that.
Chicago making a switch here. Dillingham's checked in. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks. Paolo Banchero is trying to become more vocal. He said being the best player on the team, you've got to speak up. You can't ever be quiet because at the end of the day, I'm a high-Q player. I see the game really well, and if I'm not out there talking the game, it's doing everyone a disservice. Brian?
Outstanding. Allie, we appreciate the report.
Great work by the defense. That's the intensity coaches want to see.
Knocked loose. Pass to Carter. And it's slammed in by Carter.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Suggs with the bucket.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Buzelis. And he can't stop the run as that one misses.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
And that one is stopped right through.
Off the bounce, Suggs showing his athleticism.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
Looking now for some consistency. Just too many missed shots.
Yeah, right now, Coach needs to draw up his best play. Get some points and give this team some confidence.
2 minutes remaining.
Wagner's checked in for Orlando. Richardson comes in for Wagner. Now here's Ivey. Outside Giddey. The 3-ball on target from range. Giddey's got 5.
Well, so often the facilitator, Giddey on the finishing end there.
The 3 from Banchero. Buzelis grabs the board.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
From deep, Giddey. And it's Bain with the rebound. Bain's got 4 rebounds in the game. Well, Stan, one thing the Bulls know they have to improve is their interior defense.
Well, B.A., look, last year the Bulls right at the bottom in opponents' points in the paint. They've got to form a functional wall and keep intruders at bay.
And the Bulls making a change here. Richards is checked in for Yabusele. Williams comes in for Buzelis. Sexton's checked in for Giddey. And Simon has subbed in for Dillingham. And it's Simon's missing.
And that's exactly how tightly you have to guard him every time he steps to the arc. He's just that good.
To the middle. And Wagner gets it to go on the assist from Suggs. Suggs has got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Richards. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Bataze's checked in for Orlando. Black comes in for Richardson. Oh, got that one up quick. He's got 13.
Well, when Bain gets going, He can be a problem for defenses. He'll become a real force on the offensive end.
Now here's Simons. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
That's on Goga Batase.
Second team foul.
Man, the defender really went after
Line
him.
for the Bulls.
Orlando making a switch here. Wagner's checked in.
And give them credit for making a more concerted effort to get to the line this quarter.
3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Black penetrating. That one falls. Black's got his second basket on the night.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
Here's Ivy. Orlando grabs the miss. Batase's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Bain. No good. Would have counted had it gone. Desmond Bain getting it done for Orlando. 11 points in the quarter.
21. Fans, please give a big round of
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. Things were going Orlando's way from the beginning. Near flawless execution from both the defensive and offensive. And that'll...
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Desmond Bain.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. On the wing, it'll be Bain and Wagner. And it's Suggs in at the 1. That's who's out there for Orlando. And that one's long. And so here is Chicago. They host the Hawks after this one. That'll be the first of 3 games played at home.
And the defense has to offer more resistance. Can't let guys like Buzelis get this close to the rim.
From deep, Bain. And Josh Giddey is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Banchero outside. 6 to shoot. Second shot opportunity.
That halftime break didn't seem to do them any favors. Starting off the second half with 3 straight misses.
Well, granted, 6'10", 250. Banchero is a guard in a big man's body.
Yeah, B.A., he has a great handle, which allows him to get wherever he wants on the floor. And the vision to create for his teammates, too. But if you put a smaller guy on him, he plays bully ball.
Well, this will make you a little uneasy. Missing 4 in a row to start the third.
Here's Jones. It's rebounded by Wagner.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
Here's Suggs. The shot off that time.
Scoreless in their first 5 attempts since halftime. It's getting ugly.
And Jalen Smith earns his keep here in the NBA as a great utility big man.
He sure does, B.A. Look, if you need size out there, Smith is your guy. He knows his role and he works hard, pulls down rebounds, and he offers a little bit of floor spacing as well.
Richardson's checked in for Orlando. Yabusele, he's checked in for Chicago.
Yeah, something Giddey has always done well is share the ball. Tough to miss that wide open man.
And here's Wagner. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Banchero finds Carter. Hammers the lob through.
Well, throw it up to Carter Jr. and he'll take care of the rest. It's that easy.
Out of bounds. It'll be Orlando's ball. And here's a look at what's coming up for Orlando. On Monday, they'll be playing against Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Wednesday, they continue the road trip, heading out to Detroit to take on the Pistons.
And you know, for that matchup with Washington, that one's going to be their 7th game of the season. Almost a full 10th of the season played after that one.
Now here's Okoro. And he comes up with a bucket. Okoro's got 4 points in the quarter.
Nice feed right there by Smith. You like seeing bigs like him share the wealth like this.
And the dunk by Wagner.
That one rocked this arena.
That's the kind of dunk right there that makes you think he's going to rip down the rim. Here's Yabusele. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Yabusele. Black's checked in for Orlando. And the Bulls also making a change. Dillingham's checked in. Magic leading by 23. It's stolen. And now the Bulls in transition. Ball's going up the court. Back to Yabusele. From the arc. It's rebounded by Wagner. Wagner's got 4 rebounds now. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. The Bulls are going younger. Coach Billy Donovan said, we don't want to be just stuck in the middle. There's no question about that, but it's always about the integrity of competition. The building out part is identifying guys that are going to help us move forward. Back to you.
Taking the long view. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Here's Banchero. Count that bucket. Banchero's got 10 points.
I mean, 6'10", about 250. Banchero imposing his will inside.
And while they've continued to progress into an elite defense, the Magic knew they had to improve offensively.
And balancing a roster is tricky, B.A. You don't want to lose that defensive identity, but you got to give up something to get something back.
Knocks it loose. And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. And he makes it. 9 points in the game.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
Now a timeout called by Chicago. And the 8th overall pick in 2021. Grant, what surprises you about Franz Wagner?
I don't think we knew he'd be this lethal off the dribble. His perimeter shooting has really been the lone hiccup. But once he locks that in, watch out.
Looking at who's out there now for Orlando. Bataze comes in for Carter, and it's Mo Wagner in for Banchero. Hits the three-pointer.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Orlando with the ball, following the three-point basket by Chicago. And the officials will call the illegal screen here. All right, now that we have a second, let's take a look at which teams cashed in on the fast break last year. In third, Chicago.
They would just push the ball at every opportunity, even when defenders had already gotten back.
Simons with it, Black defending. Three-pointer, Buzelis. It's hauled in by the Magic. Bataze's got 5 rebounds tonight. Wagner, the pass to Wagner. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Here's Buzelis, defended by Wagner. Unloads. Back to Simons. Three-pointer, Buzelis. It's rebounded by Wagner. Wagner's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Richardson. Back to Wagner. And stolen by Sexton. Here's Simons. And it's Orlando with a rebound.
Great opportunity. Just couldn't complete the play.
Yeah, that's one he'd like to have back. Those are the opportunities you have to convert.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And so it's the Orlando Magic in total control, up by 29 going into the break. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And for Chicago, let's take a look. They've got Gershon Yabusele, Dillingham out there with Colin Sexton. Then it's Miller, and it's Williams in at the 3. Here's Miller. No good on the 3. And the Magic with possession. Pass to Bataze. Now Carter. Back to Bataze. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Bataze's gotten 4 this quarter.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Here's Carter. Dillingham with a rebound.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
It doesn't go for him.
Tremendous defensive effort, saving a bucket right there.
Well, he's such a competitor at that end of the floor. Never takes a possession off.
Pass to Howard. Orlando moving the ball around. Wagner for three. Here's Batase. Soft touch off the glass.
They've been a little soft with their defense on the interior.
Chicago with the ball. Wagner with a steal. Outside Carter. And with the new two-day format for the NBA draft, some executives complain, Grant, saying it helps out the disorganized teams.
Well, those teams could be in trouble regardless. With the push for parity, the league might not mind giving them some extra time to process during the draft.
Carter on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Sexton grabs the board.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
They need this. And that one hits the back iron.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Tries yet again. Here's De Silva. Missed it, even after all of those chances. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Orlando has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Here's Yabusele. They get it again. The kick out to Williams. And here's Dillingham from the arc. And again, Chicago, no good. And so Wagner will bring it up for Orlando. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed. Plenty of space. Chicago with a rebound. Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. Here's Williams. And he can't bank that one in. And stolen by Yabusele. Looking to get back on track. And Yabusele slams it in.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
From outside the arc. That shot missing. Well, Chicago's shooting just 21% from the floor. Out of bounds. Going to be Orlando's ball. Orlando making some changes. Wagner's checked in for De Silva. Richardson comes in for Howard. And it's Jalen Suggs in for Carter. Then for Chicago, Ivy comes in for Miller. And Anthony Simons subbed in for Sexton. Now here's Suggs. Tightly guarded. Shot clock at 6. Cans it with nobody near him.
Let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Magic.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And this one concludes with their second victory of the year.
It's just the start of this season series with 3 games left between them, but it must feel great to take the first meeting.
And they got a lot of great solo efforts tonight, but probably none bigger than the performance for Franz Wagner.
Well, he was so active defensively, anticipating, grabbing steals, one of the most underappreciated stats in the game.
And it's good. 2 points.
This is what winning is all about, playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Yabusele outside to stop the run. It's rebounded by Wagner. Now Suggs. Out left to the wing. Wagner looking it over. So no problem for Orlando as they get the win.